Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, the 1st, or January 8th, the first month, January 8th of 2026. Sorry, getting a little off track there already this morning. Uh, Wanted to get right to work today. Didn't really have a whole lot of house cleaning other than we're off to a great start for the month. And I want to make sure that we stay on that track. So I'm going to go ahead and just get right to work with my thoughts. And let's go ahead and get off to a great start for the day and finish out tomorrow strong. Here's our thought for the day to get us started. Generally, the theories we believe we call facts, and the facts we disbelieve we call theories. And I thought this was really apropos for us as traders for a number of reasons. And this was said by a gentleman by the name of Felix Cohen, who uh, I wouldn't use the word clinical psychologist, but he was someone well versed in psychology, or what he called the social sciences, back around the turn of the 19th century, 1800s to 1900s. And he was actually, he wrote several books and was appointed by the president to be in charge of internal Indian affairs, which at that time, when the U.S. was still moving westward, is what we called manifest destiny. The manifest destiny that we, as the newly conquered conquerors of this continent, what we call manifest destiny, the rest of the people who lived here already called the Trail of Tears. And I think it's important that we remember that there is a cost to everything. And one of those costs that we have to pay sometimes is out of ignorance, and other times is out of actual choice. And in the case of trading, the cost we have to pay is by choice. In other words, you're not going to win at this business unless you make some hard choices about what you believe and what you believe are facts. Um, the easiest illustration for the typical trader to, I believe, understand at a real basic level this concept is the issue of market study. It is generally agreed by conventional wisdom that market study, or what we call technical analysis, is not a theory, but a factual process of finding opportunity in the markets. And I would present to you that the facts we disbelieve we call theories. And the fact is that trading theories, market theories, education and analysis theories, those really don't work. And that's a fact. And 85% of the people using technical analysis will close their accounts at a loss. And that is a fact. And what is it that most people do with that knowledge is they excuse it and they say that's not going to happen to me. Those people just simply don't understand technical analysis like I do, or they don't understand how to make it work like I do, or I've got the guru of all gurus teaching me candlesticks, and the rest of y'all are going to fail because you don't know how to use candlesticks like I do. And I would just present to you that that kind of thinking, which you call fact, is really just a theory, and it doesn't work. Because if it did work, let me tell you something. If it did work, the most successful people in this field would be market technicians, and they're not. In fact, the most successful people in this field are trading psychologists, which should tell you something. So I just want to leave you with this to get started. What Felix Cohen taught us, the theories we believe we call facts, and the facts we disbelieve we call theories. If you really think about this, what Cohen is really trying to say is that we support that which is comfortable for us. And if it's uncomfortable, that's in the realm of voodoo. That's a concept. That's a theory. We don't want what's uncomfortable knocking on our door. Because if what's uncomfortable knocks on our door and we alter what we have to do in order to win by opening that door, we don't know what's on the other side of that door. And that fear is what's paralyzing you, not the market opportunity, not your intelligence, not your willingness to assume risk, changes to your thinking process. What's really happening is what's going to take to win means something different than you thought it did. That opens a whole other door, and that might be a problem. And I think that really you need to give some thought to that. Remember, in the marketplace, the only fact that you need to be concerned about is when you're on the wrong side of the market. You don't need to concern yourself with anything more. To develop a winning trade approach, all you really need is to understand why the market moves and start thinking about why the market moves more than anything else. And eventually you'll see that the buy and sell points present themselves. They show up without effort. You don't even have to look for them. And the opportunity to make money is there every week, week in and week out. You don't have to fear or worry about anything. Just trust the process, show up every day, and you'll find where the money is. But if you try to analyze the markets and figure this out, and any number of ways of saying the same thing, which is, I don't trust myself, I have to have something to lean on. If you really get through all of that thinking, what you're going to find is that this business isn't as hard as you think it is. And I think that's really where you want to be, isn't it? It's a simple process, and you can remove all those hindrances anytime you want and get onto the business of putting money in your account week after week after week. Just stop trying to figure it out and just accept it the way it is. I think you'll be happier. All right, guys. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow on Friday, the 9th. In between now and then, good luck, good trading. See you then.